Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew. Recently, I have gotten into spending time outdoors more, and more specifically, spending time outdoors motorcycle camping. So, the past couple years, I've been researching gear. I've went on a few trips. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers, just trying to research and figuring everything out. And I think I'm at a point now with my gear where I feel happy about it. Now granted, I haven't used it this year yet, so we don't know. And some of the things are new, for instance, the tent. But I'm gonna show you everything I've got, do a test pack, get it on the bike, the Royal Enfield Himalayan 411, and just kind of talk about why I made those decisions and why I love the gear. Had to get my sunglasses on. It's a beautiful day. So first, let's talk about the bike and what luggage and stuff I'm using to carry the gear that I'm packing with me. So I did a lot of research. I saw the Moscow Moto. I saw the other options other companies had. For me, I think price to performance ratio, this was where it was at for me. I wanted to carry a lot. It's the Tusk Highland. I can't remember the liter capacity. If I remember, I'll put it up on screen. But this has been tested. It's come out with me on a few trips, and it's great. So you have both the saddlebags, and then this top piece here actually folds back, and you put your duffel there. Now I did have a Tusk duffel. This is an OSA. I did have a Tusk one, but squirrels got into my shed and chewed a hole about this big in it, so I had to get a new one. Anyway, and then I just went with the Tusk bag to match it. Now down here, this is where I keep my mosquito repellent, and it's also my tool bag. This lives on the bike here. These are fuel bottle holders. However, as you'll see in a moment, I have a, I believe it's a 1.3 gallon gas tank that I mount on the other side of the motorcycle. So I don't really need that. But what I do need is water at the campsite. Water to boil or make dehydrated meals or brush my teeth with. And so what I did is use these as water reservoirs. You fold them over and click it shut. Now the advantage that has, and the reason I mounted them to the front the way I did, is because there's a lot of weight on the back of the bike, especially when I get all my sleeping gear and stuff, all the stuff we'll talk about in a moment. But this was a way to keep it kind of balanced and get a little bit more weight on the front. Now, let me clear something up. I know I pack heavy. I'm a heavy packer. I like to be comfortable. I'm in my mid-30s. I need to sleep on a cot. As you'll see, I cannot do the pads anymore. They hurt my back. So yeah, I pack heavy. If that's not your thing, that's totally cool. I understand. That is what I do. So on this Tusk setup, they have these bottle holders. Now again, I don't need that for fuel, and I don't need it for water, since we have that. So I store my rain suit in this one, and I've stored a tarp in this one. And again, I have the tank bag by Tusk. As far as sleeping systems go, I went with the North Face one bag. I wanted something that was gonna last me. I wanted something that was, I didn't have to worry about buying multiple sleeping bags. And this covers the full range. I believe Yeah, from 5 degrees all the way up to 40. Obviously that's comfort, or that's survivability. You probably won't be comfortable at 5 degrees Fahrenheit in this bag. I've had it down personally, I think, to probably 30, maybe, on the shoulder seasons. And I've been pretty comfortable. Now that being said, when I pack it, what I've been doing is taking it out of the cinch sack. And I keep my pillow in there as well. I take it out of the cinch sack. And what I do is put it right into my duffel bag. Because that way, this is part synthetic. The yellow is down. The blue is synthetic. So that way the down doesn't get smushed. And this, it feels like it fills in all the cracks. My pillow is I got this pillow on Amazon. It's a hike encher. Honestly, it's been great. It's a blow-up pillow. Packs down fairly small, as you can see there. And it has a fabric lining on the outside, which is quite nice. So I just throw that in there. Continuing with the sleep system is this Marchway ultralight cot. So I do not believe it's as light as the Helinox. However, the Helinox cots are around $250. This is 60, 70 maybe, right on Amazon there. And this improved my sleep so much, I could not, I could not go back now. So I'm just gonna slide that in. And then we're gonna move on to the tent. Now I have just purchased this tent. It is the Black Agnes, or Big Agnes Black Tail Hotel 2, and it's the bike pack version with the shorter 12-inch poles. Dork in the Road has said a bunch of times about how the 12-inch poles have made a difference, and this is pretty ultralight. I needed to cut weight. I went on my last trip and it was a doozy. I made it, but I just saw some improvements. The tent was one of them. And so I believe this weighs 6 pounds full without the footprint. I do have the footprint here as well. So I'll just slide that in there, and as well as the cinch sack from my sleeping bag. And then I will go ahead and roll this up. And that's going to be it for this main duffel. And the reason is, when I've been riding all day and I get to a campsite, I pop this off the back of the bike, plop it down, and I've got my tent, I've got my sleep system, I've got basically everything I need to set up my shelter, and that's the hardest part of the end of the day for me. And the rest I can just leisurely. So I pop this out, get everything set up, get my my riding gear off, put it in the tent, under the cot. And that's kind of my situation set up. Moving on to the camp kitchen. I recently picked up this fire maple stove. It slots in and it has the heat exchanger on there, through there. And it's supposed to reduce boil times, and in my experience it does. It does quite a bit actually. And it can do up to 1 liter. When I go camping, I'm almost always with someone else. And I'm almost always on coffee duty, which is fine. I love that. However, I had This is a full liter pot. So previously I had a 750 milliliter pot for my camp kitchen, and because I'm on coffee duty, a lot of times that, you know, that's probably 3 cups of coffee, 2 maybe, which is kind of fine, but this does it faster, and it's just better. So I have a Sea to Summit cup. Let's see, so this all packs down in here, as well as my Sea to Summit X Brew, the filter, which I hardly ever use, the metal filter. This filter here is a GSI number 4 filter I got from a local shop yesterday. I was looking for something because that metal filter takes forever and it annoys me. So this way I don't have to bring the paper filters. So, and all of that packs down pretty nicely into here. I put the cup on top. And that's that. Now, I have a spice thing that I use, and I picked up the Jetboil 8-inch pan, and that stove allows, with the pot holder, allows this to go right on. So I can make my eggs, I can make, you know, I love cutting up sausages, I've even made bacon in here. It's not huge, but as long as you're not trying to make food for, you know, a whole family, you're good. And like I said, I go with people, but usually they have their own ways of making food, or it's a smaller group of 2, 3, 4 people. So that, along with my, it's a Uko spoon and spork combo. Then of course I have my Camp Suds Sea to Summit scrub brush, and all of that kind of fills out my camp kitchen, as well as some tinder, because sometimes you just can't find it, or it rained all day. So that is gonna go there. So I have that in that net, and then I put that in there. For campsite water, I have those two, and those are 40 ounces each. And then I have I believe it's a 3-liter hydro pack on my back. However, if we're staying at a campsite for longer, or we're using it for multiple days, or if I want something I can hang up, this is a 10-liter Seeker hydro pack water storage bag. And I oftentimes throw this in my camp kitchen. It has a tap on it, so it's easy to brush your teeth and all that stuff. So I'll throw that in. And with the Tusk system, you get, so here, yeah, we can figure out the literage, the volume capacity. So on one side of the Pannier bags is 12.5 to 12.5, so that's 25, plus on the other side it's one big 25. So that's what we're working with storage capacity. Now this camp kitchen should, and it does, slide right in there. And that is my camp kitchen. Pardon someone mowing their lawn. This is a Fisker's hatchet. I bought this to split wood at my house basically, and now it's become my camping hatchet. And I strap it down really well to the bike. Let me get you a little bit close up here. I strap it down really well so that it does not come off during riding. This is a Client Roamer tarp. I use this tarp to cover any areas that I may be trying to cook. I also use it overnight if I know it's gonna rain and I'm gonna leave early in the morning to keep the bike nice and dry. And with this, I just stash it right in the back other bottle holder here. And that's worked great for me. So now we're moving on to my ditty bag. And this is basically what Dork on the Road calls it, a possible pouch. It has my paracord, my off-grid poop kit, my headlamp, just kind of anything that I might need in there. Next, we're going to talk about chairs. I will eventually probably upgrade this chair. This chair came in a 2-pack. I believe it was $70 on Amazon, and they have been fantastic, honestly. They are, you know, what you would, if you've ever seen an ultralight backpacking chair, it's kind of that style. And I've loved them. There's 2 complaints. One, it's a little heavier than the Helinox Chair 1. Again, I'm on a motorcycle, I'm not backpacking, so does the weight make that much of a difference? I don't know. But I try to cut weight wherever I can because that equates a lot of times to a better riding experience. So for now, this is the chair. It's at a Tepa, A-T-E-P-A on Amazon. And again, this is a 2-pack for $70. Now this next item, I have never seen on a camping list before. And maybe it's because I'm a tech head, but I picked up on Facebook Marketplace a Nebula Capsule 1 projector. And this projector, it is 720 and projects up to a 100-inch screen, and we've watched full movies on this on a full charge, and honestly probably had enough charge to watch another movie. It doubles as a Bluetooth speaker. And so even though, yes, it weighs, yes, I add it to my pack, it adds, you know, extra mass to my pack, you gotta have some entertainment to me. And what I do is bring a flash drive, and I have a Plex server set up at home. So I fill the flash drive with a bunch of movies that I want to watch. I mean, you could fit, you know, at 128 gigs, you got a whole movie collection on there. And then you've got entertainment wherever you are. And I bring a tripod here, and I haven't filmed any of my trips yet. I do plan on it though. And when I do, this tripod will double as my tripod for my cameras that I use there. Now, normally I was using that tarp to project on. This year, I would hardly say I sprung, but this is a $20 actual projector screen. And I have used it once camping, regular car camping, not motorcycle camping, on Madeline Island, and it worked fantastic. So I'm thinking I'm gonna find a way to fit this into my pack this year on the bike, just because the experience is that much better. Now, some things I don't have here. Food. I don't have any food, but in these 2 with my camp kitchen that I set up earlier, I would stack food in here, and I would probably stack them like that. The other thing I don't have, clothes. So all the clothes that I would be bringing for this trip would then fit in here and be folded in and stuffed into the side sacks. to simulate food, I'm just gonna put some air in there, fold it over, and there we have a little bubble. We can kind of stay. It does condense a little bit in there, but. And there you have it. The bike is packed and ready for a trip. This is one of my first videos, so if you like this content, please give it a like and a subscribe. And I want to do a lot of more adventure videos and just kind of document anything I find interesting in life, or do gear reviews, or just exist and connect with people over things I love to do. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.